Hi there, I'm Java Jim with First Line Equipment, and we welcome you here watching our video on the Caffeum Perfectus Minima machine, and it's made by ACS in Italy. It is an all stainless steel body machine. It is a dual boiler with a vibration pump and a water reservoir. There is no plumbing feature, but it does have an E61 group head with a brew pressure gauge. It does have a nice hot water wand and valve. It has a steam valve here on the front, and it has an extended looped steam wand. The beauty and the most significant aspect of this machine for a dual boiler is the size of the steam boiler. There are dual boiler espresso machines out there that either have thermal blocks or very small steam boilers, and they're pretty anemic in the steaming department. This machine is not anemic in the steaming department. This thing is a workhorse in the steaming department. And that's one major reason that we carry this. Now let me explain about Caffeum Perfectus. It is a brand for the US. In Latin it means perfect coffee, and that's what the machines are made for. And they do try to get manufacturers to produce machines for them at Caffeum Perfectus, and we do carry some of their machines. Basically some Italian-made capsule machines for like Nespresso or Lavazza Point or pods. So this machine was brought in through that brand name, but it is made by ACS in Italy, and that's what it's known for in Europe as well. There is a stainless steel drip tray, a riser included, 2 portafilters, a dual spouted portafilter with a 2-cup basket, a single spouted portafilter with a single cup basket, which is pretty deep. Personally, I don't like the single cup baskets, but you may. It does come with a blind rubber disc, so not a metal disc. A group head cleaning brush. Basically, once you remove the portafilter, you want to clean the gasket. This is the tool to use. And as you probably, if you watch my other videos, plastic tamper. There's a conspiracy in Europe to include these plastic tampers, and I don't know why, but these things are absolutely useless. So this is a paperweight in my book. Get yourself a nice tamper because this tamper really doesn't go to the edge. There's some space in between, and then you got to kind of tamp in circles, and it doesn't really do a good job at tamping. So 58 millimeter tamper for the 58 millimeter baskets that are in the machine. One thing that ACS does a pretty good job is their instruction manual. It's actually, I think, sometimes too much information, but they do a pretty good job in their instruction manual here. So I do give them a lot of credit for the manual. In this batch, they have included an extra portafilter gasket. Change it every 6 to 12 months, depending on your usage. Just a little secret, we have customers with espresso machines who don't change these for 5 years. It gets rubberized or caked up into the group head, and you end up having to get a pick to pick it out. Change it every 6 to 12 months. It's much easier. There are some felts for the bottom of the feet. There's already some rubber grips, but if you want the machine to slide, this is a little better. I don't particularly care for the machine sliding because when you're locking in the group head, as you can see, you can still move the machine. So it is a pretty heavy machine, but it can still move. In the front over here, we have our power switch. So in the center, it's in the off position. In the up position, it's coffee boiler only mode, so the steam boiler will not get powered. In the down position, you basically have steam and coffee boilers both powered on. The machine typically heats up in the coffee boiler mode first and then goes to steam. So, but we'll turn that on. Sometimes, let me backtrack. When you first get the machine, it's gonna take water out of the reservoir, which is back here. Nice heavy plate cover by ACS. There is a reservoir cap and the reservoir. I'm not particularly fond of this reservoir, but it works and it has a cap. But like I said, I'm not particularly fond of it. I will point out the good features that I like and some features that I'm not fond of. So basically, you have the switch there, and then on this side, now it says H2O here, which is a nice little nifty feature, means we need a little water in the reservoir. Now, when you first turn on this machine, you should hear it pumping for about 60 to 90 seconds to fill the steam boiler. Also at the same time, you may need to hit the coffee switch to fill the coffee boiler, especially during the winter months when it gets colder outside. You may want to hit this coffee switch right here to get some water through the group head. That fills up the coffee boiler once water starts coming out. So the fact that there's no water inside, we have a low water signal. Now, when you first get the machine and you hear the water flowing through, you're going to see there's two hoses in here. One with a particle filter, that's the intake, and then the other hose, which is the return, and this is usually for the over pressure valve, or the OPV, which is inside the machine. So while it's taking water from the reservoir, just pinch the hose to make sure you hear a different sound in the pump. If pinch it, let go, pinch it, let go, pinch it, let go. If you hear the different noises, it's good to go, it's filling. But if the noise doesn't change, it means you have an air pocket in the pump, and that's possible. We do test the machine before they go out, but we try to drain the water as much as possible, and sometimes that gets an air pocket. So we do have a video if there is an air pocket where we show you how to get rid of it. You need a turkey baster to take that off, or take the air pocket out, put the cap on. And basically, the machine does take a good 30 to 45 minutes to warm up because it is a dual boiler, 110 volt. Now, you may see some reviews or videos in Europe where it heats up in 20 to 30 minutes. That's because you have 220 volts. At 110, 120 volts, it's almost half the voltage, which means the warm-up time does take longer. As I mentioned before, we have the brew pressure gauge. Now, a brew pressure gauge and a pump pressure gauge are two different things. A pump pressure gauge will tell you the pressure of the pump. A brew pressure gauge, and this is typically on espresso machines that have a vibration pump, this will tell you the pressure of the resistance of the coffee grind, okay, and the amount of coffee in the basket and your tamping pressure. So this is, you can have no coffee in here, this will run through, this might only go 0 to 4, but as soon as you get coffee in there, or ground espresso coffee, that pressure should go up. And if you're only hitting 6 bar with ground coffee, it means it's not fine enough, or you don't have enough coffee in the basket, or the tamping is not good. So it's part of the preparation. So remember, this is not a pump pressure gauge, but a brew pressure gauge. On the valves here, these are compression, so you do need to close them all the way. On the front here, like I said, we have the riser. The drip tray does not lift up, but slides forward. And there's a nicely designed plastic drip tray for easy cleaning. None of these components are dishwasher safe. That's our general rule. Unless it specifically says a certain part, it says it on our website that it's dishwasher safe, they are not dishwasher safe. So now the hard part is sometimes just sliding these in and off. Actually, another little thing, a little tidbit that I wish that they improved on at ACS is actually right down here. And what do you think that is? See this empty space right here? That's okay, but I think sometimes, and some of these we shipped out, one leg may come up a little bit and it's easily bendable back. So if the unit wobbles, check your counter. Now we have pretty solid countertop here. I think it's quartz if I'm not mistaken. But if you get a little wobble, one can be bent back. So this is, I consider, a little bit of the weak point, but it can be bent back. We've had, I think, 1 or 2 machines where in shipping, and these things are packed incredibly well, but the inertial forces of the machine moving in the box, this may bend a little bit. And I just wish that this was all basically filled in and then reinforced underneath. But at the price point that you buy this machine at, this machine performance-wise kicks a lot of butt when compared to the other machines, especially in the steaming department. So that's basically what I like about this machine. Nice stainless steel framing and also the body. As far as repair, when the body comes off, It's pretty easy to repair. The most difficult thing to repair on this is the boiler or the refill valve for the boiler, or the solenoid valve for the boiler refill, whichever way you want to word it. That would be the most difficult thing to repair because it's right in here and the boiler's kind of in the way. Inside here we do have some stainless steel boilers. Both of them are driven by the PID controller right here and a display. And then just underneath the machine, and I don't want to clip it too much, there we go. We have an access port right here to change. We have an access port to basically change the heating element, which is a nice feature. So you don't have to take out the whole steam boiler if that gets damaged. Right there you heard the vibration pump because I shifted the water level and it sensed that since the water level moved back, it sensed that it had more water when it's really out of the water. So that's a good quick overview on the espresso machine. Look for our other video where we're going to be making espresso and cappuccino, and then we'll also have another video where we're going to get into the internals of this espresso machine and give you a good sense of what's inside. Again, this is Java Jim with First Line Equipment. Thank you for watching. Please give us a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd love to have you watch more of my videos here at First Line. Again, Java Jim with First Line Equipment. Thank you and have a great day.